Hi, my name is Sonja, and I am a coach with the Michael James Owens Music Education Fund in Seattle, Washington. I play the violin, and I teach violin, viola, cello, and bass. I also teach orchestra. So this is the violin. This violin is 131 years old. I've been playing since I was 13, so that means I've been playing for 21 years. Violins have been around for at least 500 years, we think even longer, and we don't really know where the name for them comes from, which is kind of fun. The violin has over 70 parts in it, made out of multiple different kinds of wood. This is the scroll of your instrument. We often refer to the scroll because it's a direction, right? So when we hold the instrument, the scroll is over here, so we can think of that direction towards the scroll or away from the scroll, right? These are tuning pegs, tuning box, the neck of our instrument, and always, if possible, hold your instrument by the neck, but treat it like your own neck. So don't squeeze too hard. Don't hold it too loosely either, because that's a safe spot to hold your instrument, and the best way to carry it, right, is by the neck. You can tuck it under your arm too. This is the fingerboard. So the fingerboard is for our fingers to dance on, up and down. These are our strings. We have what's called a bridge, which is only held on by the tension from the strings. So be very careful with your bridge. It's not glued on, it's not nailed on, it's just resting there, held by the tension of the strings. And then down here we have our tailpiece, chin rest, which is actually for our jaw, side of our jaw, and the end button. And these are our F-holes. The wood instruments resonate. They're very susceptible to hot and cold temperatures. So a really important thing to remember is kind of like our lungs breathe in and out. And if you're breathing cold air or hot air, it makes you feel different. Our instruments are susceptible to cold and hot air and also the moisture in the air. So keep it in a safe, temperature-controlled environment where you would want to be. This is the bow of the instrument. Now, bows used to be shaped like hunting bows, and we think that probably hunting bows were like one of the first stringed instruments ever. But now they're shaped concave, and you always want to keep this nice concave curve in your bow. They're made out of wood, also susceptible to hot and cold temperatures. So that's why we always loosen our bow when we put it away. There's, at the bottom of the bow here, we have a tightening screw, and that's what we use to tighten and loosen the bow, and that makes the frog move up and down. Now what's in between here is horsehair, actually from a horse. It's bleached and specially tied and put together so it connects to the tip of your bow and the frog, and with our tightening screw, we can draw a lot of tension and pull this tip down. And then we have like a bouncy trampoline right here, so it can bounce, right? That's what we're looking for, bouncing, 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 bouncing. Now, if it's too loose, then we're just gonna hear the stick hit. No bounce, right? Just hits. And if it's too tight, you'll know because there won't be any concave shape. It won't curve in anymore. It'll curve out, and then the tip is probably gonna break. So be really careful not to over tighten your bow. Only other thing I want to tell you about in terms of parts of your instrument, your shoulder rest. Not everybody has a shoulder rest that looks like mine, so you might have one that's more of a sponge. You might prefer to use something more like a scarf and just protect your neck a little bit. That's totally okay. You can play like this. You just have to be able to hold that instrument up comfortably, parallel with the floor. So I have a shoulder rest, and I'm going to show you how to put it on. Always hold the instrument by the neck. And if you look at the back of it here, you have on the back right side, right under your chin rest, that's where you're going to hook the shoulder rest over. For one side to be on your shoulder and the other side to rest on your collarbone. So it makes basically an upside down smile. It's called a frown. And so if you hook that shoulder side over, then from the bottom sliding up, you can hook the other side on. And it's meant to hook over this edge on the back of your violin. Rest on your shoulder. Your instrument has tuners on it, right? The pegs are for tuning, and your fine tuners are also for tuning. I only have one fine tuner on this instrument, but most of your instruments, if they're student instruments, will have 4 all the way across. And so those are for slightly tightening or loosening the string to change the pitch or how high or low it is. So I'll show you how to do that. It's really important that you take care of your instrument like it's your baby. It's very delicate. It can break easily if it falls, or if you step on it, or if you put too much pressure on the body. I'm going to show you some tips for how to make sure it doesn't get injured or broken. When you're going to open your instrument, make sure the top is up, the case is up. Your case might look like this, or it might have buckles on the front. Mine has a zipper, so I just make sure the zipper is facing me. The top of the case is up. I have this handy pocket that shows me if it's the top. And I also have these cute little metal legs that show me what's the bottom of my case. So I put that down, make sure my pocket is up, and the handle and the zipper are facing me. And then I can go ahead and open it. Make sure the case is on a flat surface, not on your lap, because the case can just fall out and the instrument can fall on the floor. So the first thing when I open my case is I see I got some bows, and I have my instrument right here. My instrument is tucked in and held by a strap. This is just an added safety thing to make sure it doesn't fall out if I accidentally open it the wrong way. Your case might have that or it might not. The first thing I have to do is un-velcro that and pick my instrument up by the neck. It's really important that when you put it away, strap it back in. That'll help keep it nice and safe. So I have a pocket here for my shoulder rest. Your shoulder rest might be in your backpack. And then my bow is tucked in here in my case. Let me show you. The tip of my bow goes in this little pocket, and then there's this little latch at the frog side of my bow. So in order to get my bow out, I have to turn the latch, and then I can pull my bow from the frog, pull it out of the pocket, and there we go. And of course, in order to play, I have to tighten my bow so it can bounce like a trampoline. And then when I put it away, always loosen that bow. Not so that the hair is falling and separating, but just so that the hair can touch the wood if it's laying upside down. There we go. Right. Tip of the bow in the pocket. Frog goes over around the latch, and we close the latch. And that keeps your bow from falling on your instrument and leaving dents. And it keeps the bow hair from getting all tangled and messed up. And it keeps the tip from breaking, so it's really important. Now I have also a little microfiber cleaning cloth to clean any rosin dust off my instrument, because that will build up and make an unsightly mess on the varnish of your instrument. It can over time ruin the varnish on your instrument, so just clean it up if you can before and or after playing. And then I have a little blanket put on my instrument, close it up. This is just to help protect it in case it gets knocked by any bows in there. Make sure it's locked, zipped, buckled, safely put away. There we go. Remember, always pick up your instrument by the neck. Always loosen your bow before you put it away. Don't tighten your bow too much. There you go. On the next video, I will walk you through how to play your instrument and get your first sounds.